Welcome, 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 welcome to this channel, Baruch Haba B'Shem Yahuwah. And thank you so much for being on this channel. And today I'm going to read the second part of a third new in-depth study series named Authority and Submission. In this in-depth study, you will learn what true authority and submission actually is and what it entails. All right. Part 2, and this will probably, I think, a 9-part series of this part of authority and submission. The other in-depth study series is called A Living Sacrifice. Then there is a in-depth study series called The Spiritual Man. Then there is a in-depth study series named Serve in Spirit. Then there is an in-depth study series named Spiritual Discernment. And there will come more. So stay tuned, I would say. All right. Part 2, Examples of Rebellion in the Old Testament. The fall of man due to not submitting. Let us consider the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis 2 and 3. After Adam was created, Yahuwah gave him some instructions. He commanded Adam not to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We must realize that this was not merely a matter of eating or not eating the forbidden fruit. Rather, Yahuwah, the Most High, put Adam under a kind of authority with a view that Adam would submit to it. The Most High Yahuwah entrusted all creation to Adam's authority, so that Adam would manage and be the authority over all the creation, which means the creation known as earth, and everything that is on earth, so nature, animals. At the same time, the Most High Yahuwah put Adam under his own authority, so that Adam would learn to submit to authority. Only those who submit to authority can themselves be authorities. What I get in the Ruach HaKodesh is the deeper meaning of the 10 Commandments. If you keep unto the 10 Commandments, you keep unto the authority of Yahuwah the Most High. And that is why it is said, if you break one commandment, then you have broke them all. Better said, if you rebel against Yahuwah's authority by breaking a commandment, which Adam did, then you rebel against the authority of Yahuwah the Most High. So these 10 commandments are not just 10 commandments. They have all to do with being submissive to the authority of the Most High Yahuwah, our Creator, our Father, our Ruler, our King. Thank you, Ruach HaKodesh, for this information. So that is why the punishment on Adam was so heavy. And that is why there was this covenant made between him and Yahuwah of 5.5 days, known as 5,500 years, because 1 day is 1,000 years. And he tried Adam to convince Yahuwah to undo that covenant and to reduce it to a shorter time. And that's what you can read in the books of Adam and Eve. That is why it is of importance to read the apocryphal books too, combined with the information I am allowed to pass on to you here. The fall had to do with Adam and Eve not obeying Yahuwah's authority. And if you break one rule, so one commandment, you rebel against Yahuwah's authority. In the order of the Most High's creation, he first created Adam and then Eve. Yahuwah destined that Adam would be the authority and that Eve would be under Adam's authority. Yahuwah set one to be the authority and the other to submit. In the old creation and in the new creation, the order of precedence is the basis of the authority. Whoever is created first is the authority. Whoever is saved first is the authority. For this reason, wherever we go, our first thought should be to find those to whom the Most High Yahuwah wants us to submit. Wherever we are, we have to see authority, and we also have to submit to authority. Man's fall came from not submitting to authority. Even Eve, did not check with Adam. She made the decision. She made herself the decision. She saw that the fruit was good for food and pleasant to the eyes. So she took liberty and made the decision herself. Before she stretched forth her hand to pick the fruit, she first used her head to think and receive the temptation. Then she assumed the headship by stretching forth her hands. Hence, the taking of the fruit by Eve did not come from submission. Rather, it came from the decision of the self. Not only did she transgress Yahuwah's commandment, she also disregarded Adam's authority. Rebellion against Yahuwah's deputy authority is rebellion against Yahuwah himself. Adam listened to Eve's word and took of the fruit. Well, actually, what I would say is he also could have said no to her, and he also could have said, you have transgressed, and because of you, I am now in a situation, and you have brought me into a situation of which I do not know how that situation will end. end up for me. So there are many things to this. So Adam listened to Eve's word and took of the fruit. He didn't correct her. This was worse. It was in disobedience to the Most High's direct command. So the one that was submitted to Adam's authority did rebel to him, and then the one that took, the one that was the authority was placed in the position of authority, also disobeyed. Wow! That is twice breaking. Double rebellion. So this was direct disobedience to Yahuwah's direct command. As a result, Adam also disregarded Yahuwah's authority and was rebellious. All work needing to be done out of submission. While we live on this earth, our first question should not be whether or not we should do a certain thing. Rather, in doing a certain thing, we should ask, to whom are we submitting? It is not a matter of doing or not doing, it is a matter of to whom we submit. Better said, which master are you serving? Without submission there is no work and there is no service. When Adam took the fruit, the first question that should have been asked was whether or not this was in submission to the Most High Yahuwah. All of the work of a believer should come out of submission. Nothing is of our own initiative. Everything is responsive. No act is active. Everything is passive. In other words, everything should be initiated by the Most High Yahuwah. Nothing should be initiated by us. Not only was Eve under the authority of the Most High Yahuwah, she was also under the authority that the Most High Yahuwah had set on Adam. Eve had to submit to a double command and a double authority. So she should have been asking Adam if what she was tending to do, if that was submissive to the Most High Yahuwah. And then he, on his turn, should have said, no, it's not, so leave that fruit. It's not of Yahuwah, the Most High. If you take from that fruit, you are not submissive to the Most High Yahuwah, our Father. That is what he had to do. He didn't do that. He forsook that. This is the same for us today. Eve only thought of the fruit being good for food. She did not know to whom she should submit in eating. From the very beginning, the Most High Yahuwah wanted man to submit rather than to propose his own ideas. Eve's act, however, originated from her own idea, not from submission. She neither submitted to the Most High's arrangement nor to Yahuwah's authority. Instead, she proposed her own idea, transgressed against the Most High Yahuwah, and became fallen. To fall is to act without submission. Wow! To fall is to act without submission. Wow! Hallelujah! Oh, Baruch Yahuwah for this information. An act that has no submission behind it is rebellion. The more submission a man has, the less acts there are with him. At the beginning of a man's pursuit after the master, there are many acts and little submission. As he progresses, the acts become fewer, until in the end only submission is left. When many encounter work, they like to take action. They do not like to be still. They do not care whether or not there is submission. For this reason, many works are done by the self. Not through heeding and obedience. That is a teaching here. Wow. Right and wrong are in Yahuwah the Most High. Man should not do anything out of a knowledge of right and wrong. Rather, he should do all things out of obedience. The principle of discerning good and evil is the principle of living by right and wrong. Before Adam and Eve took the fruit, their right and wrong were in the Most High Yahuwah. If they did not live before the Most High Yahuwah, they knew nothing. Both their right and wrong were just. Yahuwah himself. But after man received of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he found a source of discerning between right and wrong apart from the Most High Yahuwah. As a consequence, after man's fall, there was no need for him to seek after the Most High Yahuwah. Wow! Hallelujah! Barak Yahuwah! Woo! What a lesson here! What a teaching! He could get along by himself. He could isolate himself from the Most High Yahuwah and judge between right and wrong. This is the fall. The work of redemption enables us to turn back to the Most High Yahuwah for our right and wrong. Believers needing to submit to authority. All authority is from the Most High Yahuwah, because everything is ordered by the Most High Yahuwah. If we trace any authority upward, we eventually will come to the Most High Yahuwah. The Most High Yahuwah is above all authorities, and every authority is under Him. Once we touch Yahuwah's authority, we touch the Most High Yahuwah Himself. Basically, Yahuwah's work is not carried out by power, but by authority. He upholds everything by the word, which is of his authority. Creation came about through the word of his authority. His word is his authority. We do not know how the Most High Yahuwah's authority works, but we know that the Most High Yahuwah accomplishes everything through his authority. The centurion, whose servant was sick, knew that there was an authority above him to which he should submit, inasmuch as there were those under him who submitted to him. Therefore, he only needed Yahushua Mashiach to say one word, and he believed that the matter would then be taken care of. He knew that all authority was in Yahusha's hand. He believed in Yahusha's authority. This is why Yahusha said that he had found no faith greater than this. Meeting Yahuwah's authority is the same as meeting the Most High Yahuwah himself. Today the Most High Yahuwah appoints authorities everywhere in the universe. All the orbits in the universe are established by him. All the ways in the world are set up by him. Hence, they are all under his authority. Offending Yahuwah's authority is the same as offending the Most High Yahuwah himself. A believer should submit to the authority of the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. First lesson for a worker being to submit to authority. Our position is to be under others' authority, on the one hand, while having others under our authority on the other hand. Other than the Most High Yahuwah himself, everyone, including Mashiach Yahusha, has to submit to authority on earth. We should see authority everywhere, both at home and in school. There are authorities. When you see a policeman on the street, even though you may know that he is incapable and that his learning is not as high as yours, you have to consider him as Yahuwah's appointed authority. When a few brothers are together, they should know how to line themselves up immediately. Everyone should know where he stands. A worker should know who is his authority. Some never realize who their authority is. They have never submitted to anyone. With us, there should never be right or wrong, good or evil. Wherever we go, we should first know who is in the authority. If you know who you have to submit to, you will spontaneously know what position you should occupy in the body. So what position you should occupy in the body, and you will stand in your proper position. But there are many believers today in whom there is not even a thought about submission. For them, everything is confused. With them, there is no such thing as keeping one's position. Submission is the first lesson for those who work. It is actually the major part of their work. The need to recover submission. When Adam fell, the order in the universe was destroyed. Read this good. When Adam fell, the order in the universe was destroyed. We should never try to differentiate between good and evil. That is unto the Most High Yahuwah Himself. Rather, we should submit to authority. Man is prone to judge good and evil by himself. He feels that this is good and that is not good. It seems as if man's judgment is clearer than Yahuwah's. This, however, is a condition of foolishness and the fall. This must be removed from us, for this is nothing but rebellion. Wow! So, this means that if you are getting into a debate, and I say oftentimes to people, if you see that the other person is not willing to listen to the words you're speaking, stop communing with that person. Stop being in debate with that person. Because that person is out to trick you into good, bad, right, wrong. So again, this, however, is a condition of foolishness and the fall. This must be removed from us, for this is nothing but rebellion. The scant submission that we see now is not enough. Some think that it is enough to be baptized and forsake the denominations. Well, this is of course changed over time. Denominations do not play a role, because we know that the denominations are all part of one and the same root, which is the Roman Catholic Church. So, what I am agree is that most people are fooling themselves by thinking that being baptized is enough, and that they are saved, once and for all saved, but do not do the work that they need to do to become the perfect, clean, spotless vessel through which the Most High Yahuwah, our Father, can work tremendously well and can do His works through us, and so we carry out His will, so that we carry out the things He is asking us to do. It's not going to denominations. That is old. That's not of any meaning. It is about focusing yourself in, of course, with the help of the Most High Yahuwah Himself and the Ruach HaKodesh, to have yourselves focused in how to become a spotless, clean vessel through which the Most High Yahuwah can work His works through and can use tremendously. But this is not enough. There are many young students who think that Yahuwah, the Most High, is chastising them by requiring them to submit to their teachers. There are many wives who think that the Most High Yahuwah is chastising them by requiring them to submit to a husband who is impossible to live under. There are many believers who are still living in rebellion. We see them daily. They have not learned even the basic step in submission. Submission in the book of scriptures is submission to the Most High Yahuwah's appointed authority. How shallow is the submission which has been preached hitherto? Submission is the basic principle. Is that being preached by many? No. I never heard anyone so far preaching about submission. And it doesn't matter if they are called Nazarim, or set apart one, or chosen, or elect one, if they are doing studies online, book club studies online, or if they are sitting in a building named CHURCH. No one is preaching about this. If the matter of authority is not solved, nothing can be done well. Faith is the principle by which we receive life, while submission is the principle by which we conduct our living. All of the divisions and denominations of the CHURCH today come from rebellion. In order to restore authority, submission must be restored first. Many are accustomed to acting as the head. They have never known submission, but we must learn submission. It must become our reaction. The Most High, Yahuwah Elohim, has not hidden one thing from us concerning authority. In the CHURCH, whether directly or indirectly, Yahuwah the Most High has shown us how to submit to authority. Many only know about submission to the Most High Yahuwah. They do not know about submission to authorities, because all authorities are from the Most High Yahuwah. Everyone has to submit to authority. All of man's problems are due to living outside the realm of Yahuwah's authority. And they have created their own authorities. And so actually you can say Shaitan has created authorities as well, and everybody's actually more connected with the authority Shaitan has created. And submissive to the authority of Shaitan. Well, we can see what the outcome of that is. You know, all these governments and governmental institutions and globalists. No oneness of the body without the authority of the head. Today, the Most High Yahuwah is taking the way of the recovery of the oneness of the body of Mashiach. In order to have the oneness of the body, there must first be the life of the head. and then the authority of the head. Without the life of the head, there is no body. Likewise, without the authority of the head, there is no oneness of the body. We must allow the life of the head to rule so that the body can become one. And this doesn't mean only the body of Mashiach, it also means in us. And that means to allow the process that the Most High Yahuwah is doing in us for decades, to make the body submissive to the soul, and the soul submissive to the spirit, and the spirit submissive to the Ruach HaKadosh, and thus to Yahuwah the Almighty Kadosh One. That's the process that we need to allow that Yahuwah is doing in us. The Most High Yahuwah Elohim requires that we submit not only to Him, but also to all His deputy authorities. All the members have to learn to submit to one another. Wow! The body is one. The head and the body are also one. The Most High's will can be accomplished only when the authority of the head prevails. The Most High Yahuwah wants the assembly be the kingdom of Yahuwah the Most High. But that kingdom is also in us. A few points on the lesson of submission to authority. A servant of the Most High Yahuwah will eventually encounter authority in the universe, in his community, in his home, or in the assembly. If a man has never met the authority of the Most High Yahuwah, how can he submit to the Most High Yahuwah himself? This is not a matter of doctrine or teaching. If it is, it will still be abstract to us. Some think that submission to authority is a very difficult thing. But it is not difficult when one meets the Most High Yahuwah. Unless Yahuwah's mercy is upon us, no one can submit to the authority of Yahuwah Elohim. For this reason, there should be a few points for us to learn. 1. There must be a spirit of submission. That is why that Yahuwah is already, as soon as we got born, He started this process in us. Not only after your immersion started this process. It was already going on before that. But the immersion is needed to have yourselves completely detached from the worldliness and all worldly things. Which means man's traditions. Doesn't mean that you have to detach yourselves from clothing, books, computer, and whatsoever, as some try to fool themselves, like, yeah, but I need this for the work, to do the work for Yahuwah. And then they disguise it, and say, yeah, it's actually a worldly thing, but I use it for Yahuwah. And these people do not realize what they're actually saying. The immersion that you do to have yourselves completely disconnected from a brotherhood that is not in alignment with the rules and regulations and will of the Most High Yahuwah Himself. The immersion is something you do to have yourselves disconnected from the world ruled by Shaitan and his agendas, regulations, rules, and whatsoever. Two, there must be the training in submission. Some people are like savages. They cannot come under any submission. We have appointed a housekeeper for every household with the hope that we would all learn submission. Everyone should receive training by standing in the proper position. One who has learned the lesson or who has been trained will not feel restricted. No matter where he is placed, he will spontaneously live out submission without any difficulty. If you cannot submit yourselves and you have difficulties with that, it means that you are still living from your soul. Your soul that is being ruled by your body. Three, one must learn to be a deputy authority. A worker of the Most High Yahuwah must not only learn submission to authority, he must also learn to be Yahuwah's deputy authority in the assembly and in the home. If the Most High Yahuwah entrusts him with many things, and if he has learned to submit under Yahuwah's authority, he will not feel boastful about anything. Wow. However, some who have learned to submit to others find that they do not know how to be the authority when they are brought by the Most High Yahuwah to a place to work. Therefore, not only do we have to learn to submit to authority, but we also have to learn to be the authority and to stand in the proper position. On the one hand, the assembly suffers because many do not submit. On the other hand, the assembly suffers because many do not know how to be the authority by standing in the proper position. Wow! What a great teaching. And with this said, I have come to the end of reading this second part of this new in-depth series, Authority and Submission. I wish you all a Baruch day, and do not forget to praise Yahuwah the Most High in everything you do. And Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuwah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Baruch Yahuwah, Baruch Yahuwah, Baruch Yahuwah. See you next time.